Merry Meet. This is my new central altar. I've just moved house. I have 4 altars in this bedroom because I have a lot of stuff that I want to display, and I find it easier to direct my thoughts and my prayers and my practice by separating the 4 different aspects of what I'm currently working with. So this is my Wiccan witchcraft working altar. This is where I'm hoping that with all the different aspects of my past and the different deities that I work with and connect to, I can incorporate them onto this altar at different times. So it really is a moving, workable space. Whereas if you see above, the lighting is difficult because we've got the garden in the back. But this is my Egyptian altar, obviously. And so I could move these figurines down onto the working altar should I want to do some sort of prayers or spellcraft or something with these deities in particular. So I can just move my focus around, really. I like to keep my Egyptian path separate from what I do when I'm working on the land here. It's just a very different energy, and that's what I prefer to do. I also have an altar dedicated to Aphrodite, who is one of my primary goddesses. You can also see her here representing the Divine Feminine on this altar. And I have another altar for the gods and the spirits, the goddesses of this landscape, or not specifically Wales, but more like, I don't know, the energies that just manifest in this land. I don't tend to name them, apart from my local landscape goddess Gaware, so you can see her up there with the skull. But I also have a space there for some of the Anglo-Saxon deities from my heritage and my roots. So that's kind of a combined altar there. So at least you've seen 3 altars in this video. This one I want to show you in particular because this is my working witchcraft altar, and I haven't had one of these in quite some time. A dedicated space just for practice and working, and I'm really pleased with it actually, and I love the energy that's coming off of it. I can feel it. I don't know if it comes across on the camera, but it feels really intense, especially when it's right in front of the window with the Egyptian gods looking over. I've got a lovely sunny day today. So yeah, the only negative thing about it is that the radiator's behind it, so I've currently covered it up with some cardigans. But yes, I wanted to show you this and to just explain what's going on here. So I've chosen this purple altar cloth, not only because it has the pentagram, the pentacle on it, but because the colour purple really connects me with my third eye, with magical intent and the subconsciousness. So that's why I usually choose purple or violet for magical work, and I have a Flame of Avalon candle there as well to connect me to the other world. In the centre I have my cauldron for burning incense, but also if there's any particular spellcraft that requires preparation within the cauldron and seeding and time for that, then this is the central womb of creation and transformation there, linked with the goddess Ceridwen of this landscape. The cauldron is at the heart and the centre of everything. If you want anything to change within, by practicing witchcraft, and even in prayer, if you want things to change and transform, putting them in the cauldron is a powerful thing to do, as well as connecting to the web of weird, but that's a different topic. So that's why the cauldron is in the centre here. I then have the candle here to represent spirit, so it's in between the images of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine here. Here I've chosen a small statue of Venus, Aphrodite and the Horned God, 2 of my primary well, it's the primary manifestation of God and Goddess for me, and they unite in the centre not only to create all life, but also to mix the boundaries of sex and gender. I'm very interested in that, and I'm trying to get beyond the binary. So in the centre with this candle of light, this represents pure spirit and divinity beyond gender, beyond personification, just the all creation. So this stands at the spirit point of the pentagram. Then we go to Earth. So with the God here and the Divine Masculine, I've got crystals. I've got my usual quartz, which I try to take with me to all spiritual journeys that I go to on the land. So it's really charged with the memories of the places that I've taken it. I've got a bit of amethyst and some citrine there as well. Then I come round to, well, here I have rock salt, and then on the polar opposite I will have water in these shells, but I didn't want to put water in it yet if I'm not using it. So that's on the earth area. And then we have a bell here for air, for sound and communication. I'll probably also put a couple of feathers there too. I have fire here with some lava rock. I think from, oh, where is it? Not Greece, somewhere in the Mediterranean. I can't quite remember where she went. My friend gave it to me. But yes, this goes in fire. And then obviously water. I'll have the water shell here, but also Aphrodite, the feminine vessel there, with some amethyst. I do have 2 quartz points there, but again, it's just to build up the energy of the altar. So for additional things that you can see, I have the chalice here that will be filled with libations or communion water or drink, anything like that, over on the feminine side as well. And some gorgeous, basically the crystals that I've chosen here are just what I felt into and wanted to place to build up the energy of the altar, to keep it turning. This is one I've actually found on a Welsh track. I don't know if you can see, but I thought that was incredible to just find that in a path. I was hiking one day. So that goes here to connect me into the land that I'm currently on. This is a spell that is active right now, a bind rune that I made at the summer solstice. So I've been carrying this around quite a lot, and so obviously it has to stay on the altar now unless I'm taking it around with me. And I have lepidolite here, which casts a kind of mirror, if you can see. So this is good for scrying. It's a beautiful piece actually that I got from my spiral sister on my training last 2 years ago. I think it was, yeah, it was first spiral, so marvellous piece. So happy to have received that. I've got a sage smudge stick here in a shell, again on the more air side of things. Athame and wand, although I don't usually use this wand. I've only got it here because my other wand is really big and it didn't quite fit, so I'm thinking about what to do with this. If I'm not using it, I'm not sure if I'll keep it, even though I love it. So yeah, I've just got to figure out what I want to do with that. This is a piece of citrine for charging anything up. So if if I'm doing a spell or I'm using certain crystals, then I'll place it on top of the citrine to give it that energized feeling. And then this is a pebble that I found on one of the local beaches. So again, yeah. And then before I said that, this is another piece of crystal that I found on a slate mine whilst journeying around Wales. So I'm trying to keep items that are from this landscape on the altar, because this land is very relevant to my career, well, my hopeful career, although I'll be lucky, but my dreams and my future goals of I'd love to one day buy a house here that's looking over the sea, and I want to find a job in heritage here. There are plenty of places, but I've just got to find a way in. So yeah, this landscape is really important. I feel a real connection to home here, and there's so much potential of what I could achieve and have, but I've got to work really hard to get it. So that's why this altar really, at the moment, I've tried to put some items on here that are relevant to this land, as well as my bind rune here, to really connect me into what my current goals are. But yes, I wanted to share this altar with you because I haven't done a witchcraft Wiccan altar in a while that's purely dedicated to this. It will probably keep changing. You know, maybe I'll probably make this seasonal too and add some seasonal items on it. I need to do that for my training anyway, but I think it's really good for connecting me into the land and nature. So that might change, as well as putting certain figurines on here to connect to different gods and different spells that I'm working on. They will all be on this altar as a central working point. To the side I also have my tarot cards and my runes and things like that. You know, so I'm trying to pull a tarot card or a rune each day, but I'm not very good at a daily practice. But I've got that there so I can feel more tempted to. So yes, I wanted to share this with you, and I hope that the energy of dreaming and manifestation and power, the craft, really comes through here. There's just yeah, I'm really feeling it, and it might be because these are my things and my creation, but I really wanted to share this. I'm very pleased with it. So thank you for watching, and blessed be.